Greetings, family. Welcome to Live with Chatufa. The SABC reports that the seventh parliamentary urgent business is Ramaphosa's impeachment. This is what the EFF is saying. The urgent business is to impeach Cyril Ramaphosa. Right. So this is the issue that we are looking into right now. And we are saying this Phalaphala issue is the greatest test of the DA in this coalition as EFF lodges Ramaphosa's impeachment. What are we talking about here? Maybe let me give a background history. When Ramaphosa went through this Phalaphala scandal of the money that was found in the sofa, the US dollars that were found stashed in a sofa in his house, in his farm in Phalaphala, there was a time that Parliament wanted to impeach him. And do you know what they did? Gwedemantashe threatened all MPs of the ANC and forced them to vote against the persecution of Cyril Ramaphosa. So what they did was they said everyone must vote on party lines. And in the Parliament of South Africa, the day that they were voting whether to prosecute the president or not, the way the voting process was supposed to be secret ballot, but they decided the Speaker of the House, who was an ANC lady, she forced the whole House to raise hands instead of doing secret ballot. Why did they do that? They wanted to victimize people. They wanted to frighten the MPs of the ANC so that when it is vote, just imagine, let me give you a scenario that let's say in Zimbabwe, then there is impeachment of Mnangagwa, and then they would say everyone, MPs of ZANU-PF, you don't do secret ballot, you have to lift up your hand if you want Mnangagwa to be removed. And Mnangagwa will be sitting there. Is that going to happen? That's the same thing that they did. So they arm twisted the MPs to make sure that they save Ramaphosa last time. Right. This time around, the ANC has entered into a coalition with the DA. And the DA happened to be the same group that was making so much noise about the Phalaphala. These white guys, they were making so much noise. They wanted Ramaphosa to be arrested over Phalaphala. Now they've entered into a coalition. What is going to happen now? The EFF have started the issue once more. And they are saying they want to impeach the president. And these DA guys, they are now in coalition with the very same ANC. Are they going to vote with the opposition, EFF and others, to remove Ramaphosa? Or are they going to defend Ramaphosa? If they defend Ramaphosa, it means the DA has compromised on their principles of rule of law. It means the DA are going to be seen as promoting corruption. Can you see what I'm talking about here? It's a very tricky situation. It's a very tricky situation. So the DA are going to find themselves in a serious fix. They have to demonstrate to the South African people that we don't like corruption. We like transparency. We work with the rule of law. Anyone who commits crime must be persecuted. And that is what they were pushing as an opposition. Today, they are in that government. How are they going to vote today? This is why I am saying this is going to become the greatest test for the DA in this coalition. We want to see what is going to be happening. And if they support Ramaphosa, South African people must know that the DA is able to compromise again and become like another ANC. It means tomorrow you are likely going to be hearing a lot of issues of corruption already happening, because that will act as the door that will open every corruption to start. Because tomorrow, how are they going to arrest anyone for corruption if they've allowed this case to be watered down? How are they going to persecute someone tomorrow? So that becomes a problem. it means everyone else can start also doing their corrupt activities. That's the same thing that we have with ZANU-PF, where Mnangagwa, being the bishop of corruption, has caused everyone else to become corrupt because he can't rebuke anyone. How can he rebuke the younger people from not doing corruption when he himself is the one who is taking 60% of the money that is being stolen in Zimbabwe? So they are saying, Akana mkuru achiitao istoitao. That's it. And when some mkuru, you cannot come back tomorrow and say, why are you doing this? You can't. Because they'll just look at you and say, check who is speaking. That's where the trick is. So if the EFF and the other opposition parties continue to push on the impeachment issue, it is going to be very, very a big blow to the DA. Whichever decision they will take here is going to be a bad situation. If this is not going to be the thing that will cause the collapse of this coalition. Remember yesterday, we were talking about the collapse of the coalition in a few months. If this issue can really start and drag into months, this could be one of those Sarajevo incidents that could cause the collapse of this coalition. This is what we are looking at. Very, very tricky. Very tricky. And we know that the DA in the Western Cape, where they have been running and ruling there, they've been doing their things transparently. To be honest, yes, they are white people, but they've been doing their things perfectly. They've been running their systems perfectly. Those towns are well managed. There's no corruption. Things are flowing nicely. You see, they are known for that. They have a history for that. But are they going to be able to maintain this history now that they've dined with the devil? That's where the problem is. Now they've joined the hands with those that have dirty hands already. So are their hands going to remain clean after they've shaken hands with some people that have mud in their hands? How is it going to end at the end of the day? Is this not going to compromise the DA? Are they not going to start to have fights within the DA itself with the top leadership that are probably agreeing with the status quo of maintaining Ramaphosa after that kind of incident? So very, very tricky. We are going to see what is going to be happening. The only thing that they might end up doing is they might end up corrupting those that will investigate the case. That's what they can do, so that Ramaphosa they could come up and say in the investigation there was no evidence, but yet evidence was there, it was seen, it was shown to everyone. Everyone knows it. Still, people would still know that no, there's something that you have done here. The evidence was clear, it was seen, it was physical. And there's no one who can come today and say it never happened. So this is it. South Africa, at its highest level of the test of time. We want to see how it's going to work. Wanda says, I can see Ramaphosa not lasting long here. Neungo wake wemhiri kwaLimpopo haana unguva achitonga auya ari kutokanywa nevakomana vake. Vana Weekner vari kutogadzirira hombe. And definitely what is going to be happening at the end is just a collapse, definitely a collapse. This is not looking good at all. Petronella, my sister, thank you so much. Yes, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I'm telling you, the DA are going to be faced with a dilemma here. It's very tricky how they are going to respond to this one, because they've been in the opposition and were the ones that were making noise about it. Today, because now you're in the feeding trough, you've decided to keep quiet, because now you have Zazadama Mukano. That's what South African people will be saying. Then they will say, okay, how many other corrupt things are you going to start allowing from today and onwards? Can we still trust you? Can you still be a force to reckon with? That is going to become a problem for the voters, for the party itself, and for South Africa generally as a whole. So this is it, family. Just an update that I was giving you. We are going to be meeting on the main channel later on. I think it's 6 o'clock, because I have to be doing some other things this day. And then we'll be meeting again from 6 o'clock. We'll have shows until we do the 7:30 main bulletin. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me on the show. For those that have never subscribed to this channel, this is your opportunity to subscribe, to like, and to share. Family, as of now, let me sign out. Shalom, shalom. We meet again.